Welcome back. So far we've created a container, navigation, and the main content. Now we're going to create another column. So I'll go to the CSS Styles panel and I'll create a new CSS rule. Another ID, I'll call it sidebar, because it will appear in a sidebar, and I'll just press OK. Sidebar, I'll go to the box category, 0 for padding, 0 for margin, as usual. Width 280 pixels, and I'll leave the height on the default, on blank. Remember, the width for sidebar and the main column has to be the same or less than the width of the page. And for the background, I'm going to give it some background color to use a nice shade, or maybe I'll select something from the image and just press OK. Now we're ready to insert it. Insert panel, insert div tag. You can do the same from the insert menu, insert, and then layout objects and div tag. Okay, just click here, insert div tag, ID sidebar. Sidebar appears after main content, so this will be after tag main content. I'll just press OK. Now something wrong happened here, but it's okay. We're just going to fix it in just a moment. Let's add some content here first. Okay, so I'm just going to add here, let's say here and back, travel. Okay, just press enter. We'll insert an image here as well. So the insert panel, and then go to insert images image. I'm going to insert the city image, this one here, and I'll give it some alternative text here and back offices. I'll just press OK. And this is the image. Now what's happened here? When you add two columns in the same row, that's what happens. By default, div tags, these we've created here, are block elements, and block elements appear on their own layer. That's why sidebar moved automatically below the content. So what we need to do here is we need to push it to the top and to the right, and we're going to do it by adding a float property. We'll float the main content to the left, and we'll float the sidebar to the right. That's an amazing feature in CSS, because later on I'll show you how you can easily swap the columns, move one to the left, one to the right, and so on. Really, really quick and easy. So we need to edit some CSS rules. I'm going to edit main content first. Let me just expand that. To edit it, you can select the rule and then click on this pencil icon here. So I'm going to click on that, and I'll go to box category, and in the float I'll select left and just press OK. Sorry, this is sidebar. No, I'll go to main content, edit this rule, and in the box category I'll float it to the left. Just press OK. And with sidebar it's moved already, but it's okay. But in this case I'm going to float it to the right, not to the left. Okay, and just press OK. Now I'm ready to test it. So I'm going to put it in the web browser. I'll save it at the same time. And this is our page. Now this is expanding because it's really long, because we do have lots of content here already. Now what we're going to do is we're going to delete the height for the container. So I'm going to close that. I'll go to the container. I'll select the height here in the CSS Styles panel, and I'll just press the delete key to delete it. Now what happens is the background disappeared, but that's okay. The background will be back when we add the footer. And now the page is going to expand to accommodate the content inside. Okay, I'm just going to add some more text here. Let's see. Our offices in, let's say this will be New York. Okay, now we're ready to add our final component, the footer. Notice that when you create new CSS rules, Dreamweaver adds them automatically directly below your selected rule. So just to make it in order, I'm going to select the sidebar, which is the last one. Then I'll create a new CSS rule, and Dreamweaver will create it directly below the sidebar. So just click on it, we'll make it another ID, and I'm going to call it footer. I'll just press OK. Footer will expand along the whole width of the page. So if I go to box, I'll set padding to 0, margin to 0 as usual. I'll set the width to 780 pixels. And for the height, I'll make it, let's say 80 pixels. I can change it later on. And I'll go to background image here as well. And no background color. I'm just going to remove that. I do have background image. And this will be the image called cloud header. Similar to header image, just no text. And I'll just press OK. Now I'm ready to insert it. So I'll go to the insert panel. I'll go to insert div tag. I'll select the ID of footer, and footer appears after sidebar, so after tag and sidebar, and I'll just press OK. Now the background color is back, looks okay, but there's something wrong here. I'm just going to preview it in a web browser to make sure, or I can use the live view here straight within Dreamweaver. Live view first appeared in Dreamweaver CS4, so it only applies in Dreamweaver CS4 and CS5. So just click on it. This will render the page straight within Dreamweaver. Now sometimes it doesn't do the best job, like in this example here. So I'm just going to exit live view, and I'll preview it in a web browser. I'll save the changes, yes. Now there's something wrong here. The footer actually appeared here, but that's okay, because there's something we need to change. When you have multiple columns and they floated, just so the next element, in this case footer, appears directly below, we need to clear the floating. So once again, we'll do it for the CSS. So I'm going to select the footer, I'll click on edit the row, go to the box category, and directly under float there's a clear property. Because we have multiple columns, we need to clear them both. And I'll just press OK. And this will fix the problem. Now when I test it, I'll just use F12, which is a keyboard shortcut for the primary web browser. And now the footer is nicely directly below the main content and expands automatically. Okay, just to show you how it expands, I'm going to add some more content in the first column. I'll just come here, press enter, add another heading, let's say our destinations, press enter, and add some more text by going to insert, Lorem and more, go add some more Shakespeare, let's say maybe just one paragraph. I'll just press OK. Okay, and I'll just use the live view to preview it, and it's expanded slightly. Okay, I'll just exit the live view. Okay, that's how you create HTML and CSS layout with Adobe Dreamweaver. In the next video, I'm going to share with you how to customize different parts of the page using CSS. So, thank you for watching. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetrain.co.uk, and see you next time.